Morning guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I hope you all had an absolutely lovely Christmas. This is going to be part 6 and the final part on the Range Rover Sport that me and Chris did an engine swap on. Just to start off guys, this car, quite a lot of you commented, I shouldn't take it for granted, thinking that everybody's seen all of my videos. And I was getting quite a lot of questions saying, Rob, I can't believe you're working Boxing Day, we can't believe you're working over Christmas. Sorry, for those of you that did miss it, about 2 weeks before Christmas, I put out a post saying that we was in the middle of recording a 6-part series based on this car. I've already done a bit of a part 6 on it, but I've just deleted that off my phone. Thought I'd come back fresh this morning and do a whole nother bit on it. Let me just turn this off so that the sound quality is a bit better. Yeah guys, I did not work over Christmas. Me and Chris stopped working on Saturday. That's when we completely finished the car. And I've come back in this morning, which is Friday today. So we're a couple of days after Christmas and I've come in literally to do part 6 on the Range Rover Sport. So if you've watched parts 1 to 5, you know what we've been up to. You know what we've had to do to this car again. It's now running, it starts up, first flick of the key, and it sounds absolutely incredible. Let's just fire that up on camera again. Sounds absolutely beautiful, quiet as a mouse. So yeah guys, the object is now, I'm going to jump in the car. There's handprints, fingerprints and marks all over it, absolutely everywhere. And as you know, this is a very, very nice, clean, tidy car. Excuse me. So I am going to whip down, grab some antifreeze. We've left it about 2 litres short. So I'm going to go and grab some antifreeze in it now. It's going to give me a good opportunity to go for a drive in it. I am going to grab a cradle and try and do a bit of recording while I'm driving. And then I'm going to be going off to the car wash, having the car washed and cleaned inside and out. And then guys, quite a lot of you did ask, Rob, is this car going back to your brother, etc. But again, in that previous video, I did say he would not be having this car back. And the simple reason is he was originally going to pay me the £2,200 and something that the car owed. And then I was just giving him the car basically for what it owed. He didn't have that money to pay me straight away. So he did only give me a small amount. But guys, when Chris went and picked the car up, there was a £280 recovery bill to pay. We paid that out of our pocket. We also bought the Jaguar out of our pocket and we've completely fitted it in this car. My brother couldn't afford to pay the bill just for everything that we've done, even if we didn't include the labour. So he's agreed, not that he had a lot of choice. This car will now be sold on the internet. So I do plan on, this video will be going out on, we've got one coming out tonight, which is part 5. This video will be coming out Sunday or Monday. Hopefully by Sunday or Monday, this car has sold. I've got 2 or 3 traders very, very interested in the car and they want to come and have a look. So guys, I'll just quickly show you the inside, if I can get it unlocked. So I've got all the doors locked on it. If you remember, it is absolutely beautiful inside this car. It's got all the extra bits on it, dog guard, dog mat, sat nav, got the huge wheels, the Brembo brakes. It's got absolutely everything on it. I'm not going to go on about that too much now. I am going to pop straight down, get some antifreeze, give it a good run, hopefully whip home, grab a cradle, do a bit of recording of driving the car, putting it through its paces, and then we'll have it cleaned, valeted and get it sold. So guys, I really wanted to take you all for a drive in the car today, obviously on video, try and get a bit of it, and because people are always asking, you didn't take it for a drive, etc. I've just been literally drove around for best part of an hour to actually find this cradle, and I found a shop that's open. So we got that now. I'm going to chuck it in and we'll take the car for a good drive, and then after that we'll take it down and have it valeted. So guys, what is not to love about one of these old Range Rover Sports? Excuse the state of me today. I did plan on obviously working, otherwise I'd have done my hair for you. But no, all jokes aside, the car drives absolutely incredible. As I just said in that previous bit of video there, I've just run around, literally I've done 8 miles to get a cradle for the phone. Would you believe I haven't got one? The one in my truck's fixed, so I couldn't take it out, but the car's performed absolutely bang on, exactly how it should. I've been stop-start in traffic, the temperature's absolutely perfect. We've got no warning lights left on whatsoever. They've all seemed to have disappeared on their own, so there's nothing for me to reset there. All in all, I don't think it could have gone absolutely any better, which is really what we needed after all the hassle and headache we have had with this car. I'm so pleased it is now done, and hopefully I'll be even more pleased when it ends up with a new owner. I am going to do a community post in a little while, so obviously you'll be seeing that before you see this video. I am going out today to search for a new project, but it's a little bit different to obviously every other project we do, because this one is only going to have 2 wheels. So not that I'm keeping anything a secret, you probably all guess what it is straight away. I am an avid biker in the summer, fair weather only. I don't ride in the wet, and I thought, why not get a bike for the channel? It would be really interesting, and I know there's a lot of people out there that really do like the bike rebuilds. I have said in previous videos I've done quite a few bike rebuilds, but I never actually filmed them. They was before YouTube. So anyway, enough about that. I am going to take the car now to get cleaned, and then I'll spin the camera around and we'll have a run down the motorway. You're not going to see a lot, obviously, apart from just the road, but overall the gear change is sweet. It's all smooth as anything, and I've just got no complaints. And I have mentioned before that, you know, my missus, I bought her, she's had 2 Evokes now, and she has the latest model, and I still put my hand on my heart and say that these old Range Rover Sports are the best driving cars out there. This drives much better than her Evoque. It's so much more comfortable, you got so much more room, there's so much more in it. I know they're a different category of car. One is the small, they call it the Lady Rover, the Evoque, and that is for the ladies, but not being sexist in any way, shape or form, because I do use that car sometimes. But these cars, it's so much value for money. The way they drive, the way they handle, and what you get for your money is incredible. I mean, our Evoque's got a cool box. This car is actually fitted with a proper fridge, not an electric. It is an actual proper refrigerator that's all frosted up inside, and I think that's absolutely incredible. Guys, I'm not going to waffle on anymore. It's hard enough trying to drive and speak at the same time. I'm going to pull into the car wash, try and time lapse a little bit of that actually, and then I'll come back when we're doing a drive down the motorway. That car wash is absolutely brilliant. You can see on that bit of time lapse there's 4 or 5 guys there, and they actually have 4 or 5 people on your car at one time. The car has come up absolutely beautiful, just as I expected it to. They've done all the door shuts, all the glass. A couple of the panels inside have got quite grubby where I'd been climbing in and out of it, and it's just got, you know, it just looks absolutely fantastic again now. So we are going to have a bit of a run down the motorway, and then I'll probably pull up back at the yard. We'll go right round it and do a bit of a walk around on it. But absolutely over the moon with this now, guys. It really is incredible that it is all completely finished. I'll come back once we're on the motorway. I'm not going to go right out to the main motorway, guys. I thought I'd just do it on this A road, just so you can see how smooth it is. There is a little bit of shaking on the camera, but I can't really odds that. It is a very cheap cradle, but you can hopefully hear in the video how nicely it does go through the gears. We've got the fuel light on there. How nicely it does go through the gears, and it drives absolutely smooth as anything. So let's get back to the yard and do a final walk around on this. We'd have a quick walk around it. Now it's all clean, and then I'll probably go inside, chuck the phone in the tripod, turn it round so it's facing me, and we'll do the number crunch, and we'll go through what this car does owe us to date. So as you can see, I mean, you saw it in the last video, there's hardly any marks on it, and now there's a reflection. Now the dust has gone. It's in outstanding condition for a 2007 car. It has just clicked onto the 100,000 miles now, but we know that it's got an 80,000 mile engine. It's had a new cam belt, it's had the uprated oil pump, so it has just had a huge service, and the engine is 20,000 miles less. I don't put an engine in with lower mileage and say, well, the car's only done 80 now, because it hasn't. This car has done 100,000 miles on the road. The engine hasn't done that many miles, but the rest of the car has. You do get quite a lot of people that say, well, it's done 120, but I put a 60,000 mile engine in it, so it's only done 60,000 now. No, that is not the case. The rest of the car has still done that mileage, but look how lovely that is for an 07 car. There's no dents or scratches on it, anything like that. No doubt someone will probably pick one up where I've just done a walk around, find the smallest mark to remind me. That is what normally happens, but absolutely incredible. I'm just going to lift that up, guys. That's the fridge I was on about earlier. It's actually turned off, but it's a proper fridge in there to put your bottles of water or anything like that. So let's get inside, turn this, get this phone on the cradle, and we'll do a full and final price breakdown, and hopefully I can get this car sold by the end of the day. Right guys, so I've just come in and I've got it all written down here. At the end of the last video, the car actually owed us, all completely done, £2,100. Obviously we didn't charge ourselves for labour in that video. So this time I was selling it to my brother for £2,100, and he was paying me as and when he could. When he picked the car up, he gave me a £500 deposit. Obviously he broke the car. We're not going to go into that story again, but when Chris went to collect it on Monday the 9th, I think it was, that's the day I done the track day, he actually had to pay a recovery cost of £280. For parts, obviously, for the engine, when we're swapping it over, new gaskets, fluids, etc. At the local Cat Components, we spent £64. That was on oil and antifreeze. I've just had it valeted, and that was an additional £20. The Jaguar cost us £1,000 all in, with the fees, with the diesel money, with the toll for me to go and collect it. I think I won it for around 780 or maybe 820. I can't remember exactly, I'd have to look, but it was £1,000 home. We sold what was left of that car for £250. Plus, if you remember in the catalytic converter video, we actually sold the cats for £135 each. So that was £270. So that Jaguar engine that we've now got in the Range Rover actually owed £480, which is unbelievable value for that engine. You couldn't possibly buy one of those engines for that money. And if you go on to like one of the auction sites like eBay, you can see on there, they actually asked £500 for those engines that are knackered, with a knackered crank or blown up. As long as they haven't got a hole in the block, then blocks are worth £500. So 480, we was absolutely well chuffed with that. So the total now, because obviously I had the deposit, is £2,554. That's the total cost for that car, which is very, very cheap. But we're not like other car shows. We're not going to not include the man hours. Obviously, we're not charging for the man hours. The car owes us £2,554 plus the man hours. And this time around, including the removal of that Jaguar engine, it was 110 hours. And it was a hard 110 hours, Chris, wasn't it? It was, yes. That was a lot of work doing that job. we will do it again in the future. You know we will. We're not scared of anything, but I'm not looking forward to doing it anytime soon. That's why that other engine strip down is going to wait. We'd probably do it more nearer the time when we are going to need it. So yeah, £2,554 plus 110 hours. I did mention earlier on in the video, guys, we did not work over Christmas. We broke up the Saturday before. We recorded this series purely for your entertainment over the Christmas period. We knew that there wasn't going to be a lot of people uploading. We knew that there wasn't going to be a lot of people doing videos. So we just thought it'd be really nice to record it instead of putting it out as we was doing it. It was only the week or two before Christmas. We thought we'd save it up, release them over Christmas, 2 days apart. I actually forgot to upload one film, and they actually did all run a day late. That's why you got a happy Christmas and a new year on Boxing Day. So I can only apologise about that. Chris did ring me up and say, Rob, you forgot to upload, but it was way too late. So guys, as usual, let me know what you think of this video in the comment section down below. It has been a bit of a journey, and I really do hope, you know, the next one is quite a long way away. We will be getting on with the Range Rover Classic now. The next video you'll probably see will be one on the Classic, or possibly on the little £200 Volkswagen Beetle convertible, if none of you see the community post that we've purchased. It's an MOT failure, and we plan on getting that done and getting that flipped around and making a real nice, quick, easy profit on it. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section down below about it all. Thank you very much to everyone that's been purchasing the merchandise. We really do appreciate it, and it really has helped us out. I did want to just put a little bit in this video. We have been contacted now by a couple of sponsors, and I have accepted one of them, so that will be coming in the very near future, and it will be a very small part in the beginning of the video, because I'd rather not upset my videos and not have a sponsor than have one and upset everybody. So I do hope that's okay with everybody. Don't forget, if you haven't already, visit the merch store, follow us on Instagram, it's Salvage Rebuilds. You'll see sneak peeks on the Instagram page. Don't forget, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you very soon in the next one. Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and thank you ever so much again for all your support in 2019. It really has meant a lot to us, and it really does spur us to just continue on getting these amazing projects. There's some big things coming in 2020, guys, so stick with us and we'll see you in the next one.